Welcome back to the Moon Unscathed. I'm Dwan O'Hearn, more affectionately known as the Moon. I'm here with Jayce Maxwell.
Hello.
And see, I remember to pause. And this is the sixth and final episode of the Cultural Impact Review for Pride Month. Yes, Pride Month was last month. We didn't give a fuck. We didn't stop at the end of June. We took some extra time because we fucking wanted to. So we did.
We had more movies than we had month, and was like, fuck it.
Yeah,
Let's do
it's
them
like because here's the thing, and this is the ultimate message we're trying to put out. In the course of most of these movies, we learn that regardless of which one of the letters represents you, or if none of the letters represent you, these are all just regular, everyday people who have regular, everyday lives. They do regular shit. They live around regular people. They encounter regular problems, and they should not be persecuted for trying to exist.
Mm-hmm.
They should not be legislated against. They are human persons who are just trying to live human lives. You guys have not, the American government hasn't turned down a single one of their tax dollars, so they shouldn't be turning down any one of their rights.
Yep.
So let's put it like that.
Accurate.
And if you don't agree with their lifestyle, here's my number one piece of advice to give you if you don't agree with their lifestyle. Don't live it. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. If you are a straight male, you're super proud of being straight. Like, okay. First of all, that's weird. Two, then don't sleep with men.
And do me a favor, anyone. If you are against the LGBTQ plus people, don't say that you disagree with the lifestyle. Disagreeing is not what you're doing, that you're disapproving.
Exactly.
Because there's nothing to disagree with. We are doing the things.
Yeah. That's like saying I don't agree with you liking blondes. Like, what do you mean disagree with me liking blondes?
It's like, I do.
Like, I like blondes. Like,
I disagree.
Like, okay. Like, that's disapproval. It really is. And while we're on that subject, I don't like the word tolerance. I don't think people need to be tolerated. I think people need to be accepted. Accept that someone likes blondes. Accept that a man loves men. Accept that, someone who was born with male parts now lives as a woman. Just accept it. There's nothing for you to tolerate. There's nothing for you to agree with. Just accept that it exists and move on.
I will say, with that particular word, that came about as a step.
I understand that.
We are past that step,
which is why I said what I said.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just saying that was necessary at one point.
At one point in time, it was. Today, it's not that day.
Yes.
First it was tolerate them at the mall with you, tolerate them in class with you, tolerate them at work. But like, how rude is that? Imagine just you at home, whoever is listening to this, imagine if someone said, oh, well, I tolerate you. Warning, don't ever say it to a black woman. You might die. From inside the black community, there's a don't ever, don't do it. You might die. And anyhow, that's one of the reasons why I have loved doing this series. I was just telling Jayce before we started that one of the things that watching these movies, because none of these movies I had heard, some of them I haven't heard of, none of them I had watched beforehand. I would have never come across these movies and chose to watch them. This is the same thing as with Soccer on the Moon when we do our movie reviews. I wouldn't have watched half those movies. Probably more than half those movies. And I enjoyed watching I'll say almost all of them. Even if I rate them badly, I still enjoyed watching them. They're still good looks. And again, this goes with every movie review. If the person you're listening to the review from doesn't like it and has an issue with it, watch the movie for yourself. Don't ever let any reviewer, whether it's a video review, an audio review, or a review in the paper, don't let any review ever convince you to not watch a movie. Take what they say into consideration, but these movies are made by people who are trying to express their art, express themselves through their art, and filmmaking is hard. Filmmaking is hard, and you should absolutely at least give it a try. At least consider. Don't let some reviewer just stop you altogether. Give it some consideration. And I want to thank you, Jayce, for bringing me to all these movies and for doing this series with me. I have found this to be incredibly educational. I have found you to be very insightful, and I am really appreciative of you doing this series with me. So I wanted to say thank you.
I want to thank you for allowing me to speak on these truths, these issues, and delve into them in a thoughtful way that actually makes me proud of what we put forward.
Yeah. Those first 5 videos are some of my proudest. I am so thankful for this series. And believe it or not, probably my most successful video was Boys Don't Cry. Wild.
The movies from this series have all been bangers. Some of them have been challenging.
Yeah.
Actually, just one has been really challenging. The rest have been
impactful.
Okay.
But Boys Don't Cry. Woo.
Yeah.
Woo. Ooh.
Still, I will repeat what we said last week. That is one that you do need to watch once. Just so you get it.
But only once. I mean, yes. if it doesn't mess with you, cool. But that hit me straight in the feels because I wasn't fucking ready. If you go into a movie blind, that ain't one of them. If you're like, I'll just go into Boys Don't Cry blind and then I'll go back. No. Boys Don't Cry and What Dreams May Come. I will always talk about that. Do not go into those movies blind. It will rock your fucking world. And if you are going to go in blind, don't make plans for the rest of the day.
And for me, I put Pay It Forward on that list.
Right. We talked about that.
Because that one, ooh. You think it's a heartwarming, they pull the rug out from under you at the end and cut you deep.
Yeah. And Boys Don't Cry. I didn't realize it was a true story. Basically like a biopic. I didn't know that. I didn't know that going in. We're going through all this because this is the last episode and we're closing the series. And thank goodness that we picked this movie to go last.
Yeah. Well, this was a very deliberate choice for last. This is completely unserious.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there really is a cultural impact in this movie. I will say this. What it does is it puts queer people in a regular space. It shows that you can do representation in anything.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Marshawn Lynch, right? He was on the Seahawks for a while as my football team. So, yeah, shout out to Marshawn. Good job.
He was great in this movie. Everyone was great, but he was absolutely great.
He is the exact character you would think that Marshawn Lynch would play in a comedy. That is the exact character that if you're like Marshawn Lynch was in a queer comedy. Yes, he was. Did he play like a weird teacher? Yeah, Yeah, of course he did.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Great. So I'm glad we finished this movie, the series up with this movie.
He played an oddly supportive, but down on his luck teacher.
Yeah, he did a great job. Everyone was great in this movie. So, well, I guess I'll treat this like a regular movie review. Essentially, we're just going to talk about it.
Okay.
So this movie essentially follows two girls, PJ and Josie.
PJ is the one in the lime green top, and Josie is in the teal top.
Yeah, the girls flexing their muscles. And that afro survives the whole movie. Well done. So well done. Basically, they're best friends, and they're both lesbians. No, they are not lesbians together. And they're not trying to be. So thank you for not following that classic movie trope. The best friends where one is secretly after the other one. That was in Love, Simon. But thank you for not going that route. They are both for best friends. They've been best friends for a long time. They happen to both be lesbians, but they're not pursuing each other. So that's not part of the plot. But they
because
are
we
going.
can be friends with each other and not hook up.
See, which is funny because I actually saw an interview where like someone completely was like, "No, that's not a mess. That's exactly what we do." It was two lesbians who were like, "Okay, she didn't know we fucked our friends. Of course we do." And I'm just like, I'm okay. You said what you said. All right. Anyhow, so they are both interested in two girls that hang out together. One is Isabel, which is like that head cheerleader, and then Brittany, who is like that head cheerleader's wacky. The tag along.
Brittany's so funny.
She's
so
a tag along.
funny.
I love that character, Brittany. So that's their goals. Isabel is dating the star quarterback Jeff. Let's pause for a second.
Played by He-Man.
Just which now I want to go watch He-Man just to see the comparison in the acting. Watching Bottoms is now the only reason I want to watch He-Man. I was a Thundercats guy, so I didn't watch a lot of He-Man as a kid.
I watched both.
Let's pause on Jeff for a second. It's a comedy, right? So we're basically following classic comedy patterns here. You have that high school comedy where the whole entire high school is almost criminally obsessed with their star quarterback, right?
Yes.
And he is that star quarterback. And yes, everyone is obsessed with Jeff. Like the back of his jersey just says Jeff.
My name Jeff.
That's what I said like that. And Jeff is allergic to pineapple. This is relevant. And the whole school is just annoyingly obsessed with him. And he's way over dramatic because he can be.
Over dramatic is an understatement.
Right. There's a scene where Isabel and Jeff are arguing because he cheated. He was flirting with a teacher. And she's running off. He's running after her. She gets into the car with PJ and Josie. Mind you, Josie likes Isabel and PJ likes Brittany. So this is like an opportunity. So like, give her a rescue ride. So they invite Isabel into the car. So Isabel's in the car. Jeff's in front of the car, demanding that Isabel get out. And then they're like, just go. And Josie doesn't know what to do. So she moves forward like an inch and a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And like the edge of the bumper like pushes air against his knee. Like I don't even think the car actually even makes contact. I think the car just pushes air forward and it makes contact with his patella. And and the way this is shot, masterfully shot. The close-up is on the car and the knee. So you see exactly how non-consequential the impact is. But he looks at her through the windshield and just collapses in pain and then the football team just rushes to his rescue and surrounds him, and then they're just like, Isabel gets out, the girls rush off, and it's unnecessarily dramatic in the absolute best way.
I'm going to say something that will blow your mind. He pulls a full Dennis Rodman. Because that is a sports reference. And it came out of my mouth.
You heard it here, folks. So at school, these two girls are kind of prized. No one likes them, right? They're just the two girls that are targeted. They're the lesbians with no skills. I think that's how they're referred to.
Talentless lesbians.
Right. And because like this they actually talk about that, like this school has an issue with gay people. They're like, no, they don't. And then they show like this other young gay boy who walks past, and they're like, hey, great job with the musical or the performance or something. And they're like giving him all his props and high fives, and he's just well received and accepted as he is. So like, no, the school doesn't have a problem with gay people. They just don't like us. It's just us. It's a problem you? Yes, it is. And the dynamic that you see in these first few scenes between PJ and Josie are really, really important. Josie means well, but PJ, compulsive liar, just trying her damnedest to be accepted. How do you define that? How do you look at
that? Inhuman behavior.
Kind of, yeah.
Like almost sociopathic.
You know what? Like I think you're right. It is sort of a sociopathic way of compulsive lying. Lying about things that don't need to be lied about. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's imagine if you're so our local grocery store has like a little stand where you can have like free fruit for like your kid, right? So like if you're driving through, like riding in the car and your kid like sees like this little thing, like this little container of fruit, you can get like a banana and just give it to your kid, like no cost, no harm, no foul, no nothing. And so imagine picking up like a free banana and putting it in your pocket, right? It's completely free. Like there's no consequence of putting it in your pocket. And so it's like, you have a banana in your pocket? And you do. You have a banana in your pocket and it's free banana. There's no consequence to having a banana in your pocket. And it's like, nah, man, it's a gun. What you want? Why are you in my business? It's like, I'm not trying to be in your business. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Walk away. Like, yeah. That's the kind of lying she did. Like, completely unconsequential, just lying for no reason. And Josie has a broken arm. I don't remember why Josie had a broken arm.
I don't think they explained it. It just was.
Yeah, and then it wasn't. Like her arm was in a sling, and then it wasn't. And they're like, why is your arm in a sling? Did you break your arm? Did you go to juvie? And it's just where kids make wild assumptions, and PJ is just going with it. Because it sounds tough and it sounds cool. I think she was trying to make herself seem more interesting than she was.
Yeah.
And that was the ultimate crux.
There you go.
Could not get it out. That was the issue, that she's been trying to make herself interesting. And it works through deception. All of this eventually leads to the primary function of the movie, where the girls start a fight club. And I think what was their motivation exactly?
Because the principal was going to expel them for hurting, quote unquote, Jeff. So it was a completely false reason for them to be expelled.
Yeah, because he wasn't hurt. Like, he literally goes to practice like the next day and throws the crutches and dances around. Like, he's fine. He's literally fine.
Yeah. But damn, that day when he comes back before that, and he's like not just hobbling on crutches, but like almost drunkenly falling all over the place.
Just wild. It's wild behavior. Like it's, and of course it's like no one else was there, and she's just, the girls are just like, he's fine, but he's just like, oh well, it's me, and look at me, and it's like, oh, I can't even balance. I have no equal. The homie was like suffering by himself, like just for all and no reason.
But sometimes don't we want to just be like that?
Like to be like picked up and cradled and just like literally picked up and cradled. Like it's ridiculous. Like it's so much to the point where like his like his best friend or his teammate, his like main teammate is Tim, and like they're all getting his lunch for him, and they're like, "Excuse me, Janice, is this pineapple in this fruit cup?" And then they throw the fruit cup and it hits some kid who's like, all right, I'm gonna go blow up the school now. This is the last straw. And they we don't want to touch on that for just a hot second in a minute. But they throw the fruit cup. He's like, he's allergic to pineapple. Don't you remember? There's a sign on the wall next to it that they have, like, this kid is like, we must protect him from all things pineapple because he's Jeff. But when did this movie come out? This is a relatively recent movie.
Oh God.
I want to say 2000. It's 20 something.
Yeah, definitely 20 something. 2023.
So 2023.
So it's post pandemic.
Yeah, it's a post pandemic movie. It's only a few years old. And what I'm highlighting is there are a couple of references to like school deaths. Like one girl plants a bomb at the end. Supposed to be a distraction, not to harm anybody. It's attached to a tree. It's like off to the side. It's not supposed to harm anybody. But that kid, when the fruit cup gets thrown, there is he starts to make like a plan to blow up the school. And that was a comical reference to something very, very serious. I'm not offended by that, but it does highlight where we have gone. Where looking back at Columbine in 99, I was in high school. That was my freshman year. I was the end of my freshman year when Columbine happened in 99. When Columbine happened in 99, that was around the time of Scream 3's production. And Scream 3 changed because of...
The first Scream come out in 99?
No, the first Scream came out in 95.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. First Scream was 95.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, that's a very easy thing to forget because the way horror movies were made after Scream, so like from 95 through to 2005, I'd say, were all basically feeding off the formula Scream made. So pick a horror movie from the late 90s and it's Scream-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And Scream started, that's Scream 95. 95. And then I think 97, 98 might have been when they did Scream 2. There's only like a couple years difference when Scream 2 came out. And then Scream 3 would have been writing and in pre-production in 99. And when Columbine happened, the idea of teens, killing kids at school, that was a no-go. And that really impacted how we made movies and how we told stories after that, considering that genre.
Mm-hmm.
And to go so far as to now, it's not that we've gotten over Columbine, it's that school shootings have become so commonplace that now you can satirize it in a comedy and no one blinks an eye. It's wild. Also, kids, don't fucking do that. It's not that serious. You're a teenager. Life just started. Like, it's literally not that serious. Adults, by the way, it's also not that serious. Quit doing dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
Let people go to the grocery store. Damn it. Fuck it. Shit.
I believe that the one that was having that ideation did not plant that bomb. I think that was
No, that was Hazel's.
Hazel's,
no. Yeah. That was Hazel's bomb. She planted two. She did 2 bombs in this. But no, I was highlighting like the things that happened in the movie.
Right.
They were the same person. So we get to the Fight Club. I just wanted to touch on that for a moment because I just thought it was interesting that we felt that we're comfortable with satirizing it and it's noted, but that's it. Like, that's where we are now, which is both a creatively good but socially bad thing. That's how I'm gonna leave it.
And just the way that kid reacted to the bomb going off is like, that was supposed to be my thing.
Yeah, that's who that kid was at the end. See, I knew that kid had it. I knew. Got it. That was the play. That was the tie-in. Because I didn't recognize the kid at the end when he did it, and I was like, when I saw it, I was like, that's the tie-in. I knew it was there for a reason. Couldn't remember. Because he had to plan to blow up the school, and that was where. Okay, so. It'll make more sense when we get into Hazel. We get to the Fight Club where they establish this Fight Club kind of out of necessity. Why not? And they get like the ragtag girls, the girl that are otherwise not popular, the girl who has like issues with her stepdad, and the black Republican girl.
That was hilarious.
I loved her character, by the way. She was one of my favorites in that whole the black. I don't remember her name. I didn't get her name.
Annie?
Sure. I'm about to pull up the cast list.
I've got the cast list. I think it's Annie.
I'm not. I have no way to argue, so we're gonna go with Annie. Oh yeah, that was her. Yeah, sure was. So there's Annie, and she's one of my favorite characters in this whole movie. Just because. And she doesn't even do like black Republican things. It's just a label that was put on her at some point because they're like, I get it that you're a black Republican, but even these people aren't as smart or should be smart enough to do some. They make some sort of
the line is, "You're a black Republican and you're still the smartest one in this room," which is hilarious.
It is. It really is. And she is smart. Like, it's not even like a play on. Like, she does. She is smart. She's smart. She's capable. They end up. The Fight Club ends up being more successful than anyone plans. PJ and Josie are bullshitting the whole time.
Oh yeah, they have no idea what they're doing.
PJ mostly is. She's like, yeah, well, my mom works as a manager. All you do is yell at people, and so that's what she does. She just yells bullshit until Isabel and Brittany walk in. Isabel and Brittany walk in. Now all of a sudden, this becomes, a little bit different of a motivator. They like the physical contact with other girls, and they're hoping that this is going to make them closer to PJ and Josie, closer to Brittany and Isabel, respectively. And it's hilarious. It's just funny watching these girls punch the shit out of each other in a cool little montage.
Not the best montage of the movie, but that's coming up later.
Yeah. Then you get, and mind you, this movie is very simple. We're over exaggerating. Like, we could cover this whole movie in like 10 minutes, but it's just fun. And the Fight Club happens, and these girls start really building their confidence in themselves and in each other. They become popular, because they have confidence with each other. They've made friends. They have one session suggested by Hazel to just let the girls have their like share their experiences and their feelings, and let them just kind of fellowship for one episode, for like one session. So they do, and you learn a lot about these characters individually. Like there's the issues with the one girl's stepdad, and Hazel feels completely ignored by her mom. Josie makes up this really elaborate story about going to juvie and lies the whole way through because she's just so stuck in lies at this point. Which is sad because that's really not Josie. It is, but it isn't. It's more the influence of PJ on Josie, and that really gets Isabel's attention.
What interests me about the Fight Club, though, is as they're going, they are actually getting better.
Yeah, it's kind of like they just needed to practice.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, none of them knows what they're doing, but they're learning it. They're practicing on each other.
Right. So they're creating a safe space to practice self-defense. Right. Mm-hmm. There's no like judo class telling you how to like do X, Y, or Z, but they're figuring it out like you would in the streets.
Like, it's like if MMA started with no one having any training.
Yeah.
And they just learned from each other.
Think of The Lion King. When Simba is walking with Rafiki and he hits him and he's like, ow, it hurts. And then he goes to swing the staff again and he learns to dodge because he knows it's coming. He figured it out. It's that sort of kind of roughneck guerrilla learning.
Yeah.
Like it's like someone swung and you got hit. And then they swung again and you got hit again. But by the time they start swinging the third time, eventually you learn to dodge the hit. And this is what they were doing with each other. They learned to dodge the hit and then they learned to fight back.
And like you said, it was a safe space. They knew that the other person wasn't out to get them. The other person is in the same boat as them and they're trying to learn. So they weren't, because, in real life, if someone's swinging at you, especially if you're a girl, you're going to get scared. And this was a place where you're not getting scared because
there's no actual threat.
Yeah.
And to clean that up a little bit, like you're not going to be scared just because you're a girl.
Right. No. But
to clean that up a little bit, in the follow-up, I feel like I had it and I lost it. This is what we were talking about before, like when your brain empties out.
Yeah.
So kind of like there are so many threats to women out in public in the streets, where if some random guy goes, "Hey," and just like comes at her, she does not know what's about to happen. Mm-hmm. History has dictated this person, male, female, short, tall, whatever, might have a weapon, might be trying to rob me, might be trying to assault me, might be trying to kill me, maybe trying to kidnap me, because this happens to people every day. So history has taught her to be cautious.
Right.
That's so she can't just say. Yeah. And I heard it, and I feel like most intelligent people would have like pieced that together. It's everybody else I was trying to clear it up for.
Yeah.
The smart folks who listen to this show, they got it. It's everybody else. I ain't trying to have anybody come at us.
But it's like the situation of the Fight Club, they know that their job is to take the hit or dodge the hit and hit back. That's what is expected of them.
Right. And they know that when the person approaches the swing, the only bad thing that can happen is contact. Mm-hmm. And they are in a space where they can give the contact back. And the contact is there to teach. So it's a safe space. So when you hear someone create a safe space for someone else, shut the fuck up and walk away if you're not part of it.
Yeah.
So don't be like, ooh, is this a safe space? Hopefully it is. But now if you're not with that attitude, you can't be part of it. That attitude in its own right, no longer safe. Straight people in queer spaces, white people in black spaces. Men in female spaces, watch yourselves, because the moment you start acting and saying some shit sideways, you are no longer part of the safe space.
Mm-hmm. And the safe space is no longer a safe space.
Right. So you fucked the whole thing for everybody. And so just safe spaces are important. Safe spaces are important. That's why there are women's only retreats, queer only spaces, and like gay clubs over here and the cookouts over here. It's why. Does that mean straight people can't go to the gay club? No. Just make sure you just can't be homophobic. I think there's a creator, Odd Pride. She put a video out and said just as much. Like, you can be straight in a gay space, you just can't be homophobic in a gay space. Like, be there, enjoy the music. Music's actually pretty dope. They don't play it too loud. Have I been in a gay club before? Yeah, a couple times. My friends were there, so I went with my friends, and they had a good time. The drinks were good. I was fine.
Now, hopefully, in those safe spaces, when someone starts acting up, you've got, like, in the women's space, you got Big Biker Bertha. In the black space, you've got Mama Bertha.
Mm-hmm.
In the LGBT space, LGBT space, you've got Drag Queen Bertha. Just make sure you got a Bertha.
Mm-hmm.
Because Bertha's going to sort that person out.
Fast. And if you're part of any one of those communities, you already know the exact person we're talking about.
Yep.
You already know who they are. You ain't got to say their name, but you know there was that one. If you saw her, we had at one of my gas stations, we had a woman that worked for us, Miss Mary. And Miss Mary put up with absolutely no bullshit from absolutely nobody. And so, shout out Miss Mary. I know Miss Mary's not going to see this, but she was our Bertha. Miss Mary walked around that corner, cut all the bullshit. Don't even try with her. Just stop now. And you knew better. You just saw her just like, okay, all right, you know what? Never mind. Because somebody tested her. It was the last time that happened. Every community's got a Bertha.
Every community.
But yeah, the beautiful part about safe spaces, I guess that's the impact we can talk about. The beauty of safe spaces. I love going somewhere and seeing everyone else there. I was at a concert this past Saturday to see Stabbing Westward at the what was it called? The Hi-Fi Annex in Indianapolis. Cute little outside. It was a small outdoor space, but while I was there, predominantly white people, but there were some black people there to enjoy the band. There were some queer people who were there, just open, out, and safe. And I didn't hear a single person give them static. I didn't see them distressed at any point in time. They were just there in all their glory. Everyone else there was safe and felt safe and made everyone else feel safe and welcome. And I love being in any kind of space like that, because that shows me they feel safe. I'm probably safe. And there's nothing more fun than feeling safe when you're out somewhere.
And let me make this clear to those of you that are believing that we're in a post-racial, post-gay bashing, whatever world, and that your spaces are safe spaces because you don't care that someone is gay or black or whatever, but you feel free to disparage or degrade us. Those aren't safe spaces.
No. When we still talking about stories like Nolan Wells, and I haven't followed all of that story completely, for a few reasons. But when we still have situations like Nolan Wells, then the world, we're not past that. safe spaces are still necessary for everybody.
Hmm.
That's just that's a current event thing that fits in the same thing. He felt safe and did not come home. He felt safe in a space that wasn't. And there are people investigating whether or not this was just happenstance or something that happened to him. And I'll leave it there. But just modern day evidence of what Jayce is talking about. We have to work for safe spaces.
Yeah.
Safe spaces don't just happen. Safe spaces are intentional. They are intentional. When someone's going to be safe around you, that space needs to be safe intentionally. I want to tag back to Love Simon, right? His father never stopped loving him and never said anything disparaging against Simon specifically prior to him knowing. But he did not create a safe space with the jokes that he would make.
Right.
And home should have been a safe space. And when you see the emotional reaction of his father when they finally do talk on the side of the house, that was his father recognizing that he had not created a safe space.
That is quite insightful. I didn't think about it that way, but that is exactly what he was experiencing.
He realized that he had spent so much time inadvertently making his son feel unsafe at home. And as a father, that is the most painful thing I can think of as far as like active parenting. And that's to I'm going to tear up just thinking about the idea of it. If my kids don't feel safe at home, and that can translate to a lot of different things at school or at home with kids. Some of the students in this fight club expressed the same thing. The Hazel with her mom and the other girl with her stepdad. I didn't remember her name either.
Let me look.
But they didn't. That works. And they didn't feel safe at home. Those parents did not create safe spaces at home, and that impacts a lot of queer kids in particular, because that's what we're discussing. That impacts a lot of queer kids at home. They aren't safe in the one place they need to feel safe is at home. So parents, if your kids come out to you or you discover it one way or another, if you're not ready for that conversation, take a step back, because you have to understand that you may want to address it right away. But if whatever the first thing you say after they come out is going to establish the foundation of whether or not your home is safe, whether they feel safe there. Sure, you might be able to fight want to be fighting somebody over your kid, but you gotta make sure your kid feels safe behind you. Make sure that when they're at home, they're at base, they are safe. And I've actively asked my daughter, who is opening out, if we have done a good enough job creating a safe space for her. I've asked her this a while ago, and she has. And nothing made me feel more proud as a parent, as knowing that my daughter feels safe.
And let me guess, she roll her eyes and be like, "Dad?"
Kind of, yeah, because she's a teenager. Because again, regardless of whether she's a queer teen or whatever, she's still a teenage girl. It's a thing. But no, I think that's sort of, if we're gonna tie this into the series, I think ultimately that's what this was. This was a movie about safe spaces. Because sort of indirectly, but it's a comedy. It's a funny ass comedy. You don't need a message. This message is funny as fuck. But it is a message about safe spaces, because ultimately this fight club became a safe space for all of these girls. Even the ones that were not queer, they all felt safe with each other. And the violation of this was when they realized that the group wasn't founded on the virtues that they said it was. And people felt lied to, and they felt betrayed, which destroyed the safe space. Hey, look at that. We did pull something out of that. Look at that. Look at us.
We pulled a message out of that.
We sure do. Look at us being amazing. But no, like that's ultimately what we got out of this. It's a
And that's what Mr. G pulled out of it too.
because even and that's the character played by Marshawn Lynch, because even he felt safe to discuss his divorce. He was in the middle of getting a divorce. And again, the power of a safe space. Look at us. I'm actually proud because I wasn't prepared for that message.
But I mean, they were like, yeah, you just need to sign off on this club because he's their
Sponsor,
teacher advisor.
Yeah, most clubs in a high school have to be sponsored or have some teacher. Okay, because school.
And they were just like, all you have to do is sign off on this. You don't even have to show up. And he showed up, and at first, when they're punching each other, he's like, but they turned it around, and this is, I think it was PJ that gave the speech about, about kind of making it a safe space and teaching each other how to empowering each other and everything.
Yeah, I think it's either PJ bullshitting or it was Hazel. Hazel has a lot more to do with this movie than you initially think.
Yeah, she is. I mean, it's brought up during the big argument.
Yeah,
that she's kind of the one carrying the club.
Yeah, she was the one that had the suggestion of letting the girls talk.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely.
She's like the moral compass, if there's such a thing as a moral compass, because she's also the bomb maker.
Yeah, she did like very quickly want to bomb. They were going after Jeff because Jeff. So Hazel finds out that Jeff is sleeping with her mom, and she finds out, tells PJ and Josie's going to go hang out with Isabel, and is like, "What do I do? Do I tell Isabel that her boyfriend's cheating on her? Like, this is the first time I get to hang out with the girl I'm into. Is this a thing I should be telling her?" She does the right thing. She does tell. And then they're like, "We're going to get revenge on Jeff." So they egg his house, and they're just like, all right. This is going to be like a $2 fine. Look at us being so edgy. And then Hazel earlier had been like, "I'll bomb his car." I was like, whoa. That's too much. Like, okay, yeah, you're right. So still, they're like, "Where's Hazel?" And she's under the car, setting the bomb up.
But
against the plan.
This is the montage to end all montages.
This was great.
Because the whole thing.
It was funny. It was the whole thing was so good. And
it was set to a specific song.
It was set to Bonnie Tyler, God rest her soul, Total Eclipse of the Heart, which is my favorite song to watch someone get murdered to.
And now
it's a horror movie.
And now it's your favorite song to watch terrorism.
Right. It's bad enough when I said it initially to people. It's like it's my favorite song to watch someone get murdered to. Because I never clarified in a horror movie, which is why I said it today. But yeah, it's like my favorite song to listen to during terrorism. Sounds so terrible. I'll never be monetized on this channel ever. Just hang that shit up.
And meanwhile, they're doing all this vandalism and terrorism, and Jeff is like doing a slow dance to Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Yeah, he's just dancing with his back to the window. It's great. It's great. It's such a great scene. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it doesn't even click until like the song is over, so the song is quieter, so you hear more of your ambient sound. And he hears the tires screeching as the van leaves, and then he turns and sees his car is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what really sets Tim against the girls. And he goes to, during a pep rally, they have the confrontation where they're like, well, let's see what the girls learn in their fight club. And so they have Hazel going against like the star boxer in the school who has one of those. And shout out to Hazel. She held her own there for a little bit.
She was kicking his ass a little bit.
Yeah, she had a good moment in that fight. Didn't end well for Hazel.
No.
Which looked like it was a targeting thing and it was terrible. But it was also when Tim exposed that Josie and PJ had never gone to juvie. Their tough girl story was all a lie, and they wanted to like pick up girlfriends from this fight club.
And Tim is bottom center on the screen.
Yeah, he's the black guy at the bottom. So then this is all happening after Josie hooks up with Isabel, and after PJ attempts to hook up with Brittany, finds out that Brittany's actually really straight, and it's just like an awkward moment. Nothing really bad, just awkward and uncomfortable.
And I mean, Brittany was really cool about it too. She's just like,
yeah,
I didn't want that.
Like, yeah, and I'll give it to her. Brittany was kind of putting signs out. Like, this is also the reason why I never believe anybody likes me unless they actively tell me. Then
true.
I question it. Because there are some things that you pick up as signs, and they aren't. Like, okay, this is too inside, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So growing up, there was always that like thing, like if the girl's really nice to you, it's because she likes you. And then, look, that's the Lord trying to shut me up. But then there's like that point where, they're like, no, the girl's just being nice. That doesn't mean she's into you. She's just nice. So like, oh, that's fair. Okay, cool. So then you're just like, some girl's like showing you interest, and you're like, she's nice. She's being nice to me. It's like, no, she's flirting. She's trying to connect with you, and you're like, how do I know the difference? Like, and is this a struggle when you're 10? Absolutely. Is this a struggle when you're 42? Absolutely. There was an anonymous situation where I was hanging out with this girl for like a weekend, and I spent the whole weekend not being sure, like, is she flirting with me or is she not? I even ran back, talked to some friends about it. I'm like, okay, she did X, Y, and Z. Like, oh yeah, flirting for sure. What about this? Oh yeah, absolutely. She said what to you in the car? Flirting, absolutely. And then I talked to her friend, and they're like, no, not at all. No, that wasn't that at all. So again, even in my ripe old age of 42,000, if you ask my knee, yeah, I'd never know. You have to literally shake me and be like, Dwan, I am interested in you before I even start the process of believing you. And I think that was kind of the really personal way of me sharing about what happened in that scene with PJ and Brittany. Because, PJ was flirty, but Brittany was also being kind of flirty. Also could very well be interpreted as just being kind of nice. And I love the way this was structured. Go ahead.
Not just being nice, but they were doing like a little verbal sparring.
Yeah.
As you do when you're flirting.
Right. Or if you just like verbal sparring, which is great.
Exactly. and
so here's the genius of the writing in this movie. That scene with PJ and Brittany happens right after the scene with Josie and Isabel with a very similar setup. They're sitting in a bedroom and there's a little verbal back and forth. There's a little kind of what could be interpreted as flirtatious talk. Next thing you know, they're kissing. We fade out because things are happening. And then we cut to the scene with PJ and Brittany, and we've been conditioned with the previous scene that, oh, this is about to happen because it just happened the same way. And then say, ooh, like PJ and Brittany held that kiss for a moment.
Yeah.
Brittany's like, I guess like I'm gonna let you finish, but I have bad news for you when we're done. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't
And
totally hate this, but you're not gonna get what you want to.
I think she, like, just from a psychological perspective, I think she was testing it out.
Like,
Like,
ooh, this is new.
like, do I like this? It's like a taste test.
Right. No, you don't get to go randomly kiss people. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry. That's not a thing you get to just randomly do.
No.
That is assault, and you can be arrested for that. Don't do that. But the moment was there, and I can't lie. I understand where PJ misinterpreted the moment.
Right.
And that's just a mistake. Calm down, ladies and gentlemen. That's just a mistake. Misinterpreting a moment like that happens. That is degular human relation thing.
And yet, in 30 states, if Brittany had decided to offer, she could have gotten away with it.
Yeah, that's what we were discussing last week.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, be safe out there. But yeah, it's pretty. So just listen. If the moment happens and it's turns out to be by mistake, I think as long as everyone acknowledges the mistake has happened and everyone backs up and takes their 2 steps back and recognizes the event for what it truly is, I call that no harm, no foul.
And let me say on no uncertain terms that I know of gay guys who would take that and run with it. And those people are absolutely in the wrong when they press the matter after being told no.
Yeah, no one needs to be told once.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you heard it the first time. No means no. The first time, the second time, the last time. If you're halfway through the thing and someone says no, it's over. It's no longer okay.
But you got to tell them no once.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah. You got to say no. Because, again.
And not with your fists.
Yeah. Just like chill. Great point. Because, again, just as much as I'm completely tone deaf on whether somebody's actually showing me interest or just being flirtatious, just in general, or if they're actually interested in me, it takes like clear communication, right? So if you're not interested, even that should be like, does it hurt someone's feelings? Sure. But you shouldn't risk being hurt to spare the feelings of somebody else. So if the answer is no, the answer is no. Say no.
And now we have a lesson in consent.
Right. And if he or she says no to you, back the fuck up. Because you can there are times and places where you can like write it off as like, hey, that was a mistake. I misinterpreted the moment. My bad. Let it be. Maybe that kills the vibe and everybody goes home. Maybe you guys go to a different table. I don't know what happens after that, given your situation. But you don't continue and move forward when someone says no. There's no, oh, come on. The moment you catch yourself saying, oh, come on, stop yourself and go away. You've already violated the sanctity of safety there. Go away. It'll save you a lot of charges. Just go home. Call it a day. Call the date an Uber, whatever it is. Take them home, whatever. Just go home. The moment you still go like, oh, come on. Just go. Just see yourself out.
And yes, I understand that when you are interested in someone and you make that advance and they reject you, that it is sad and depressing and makes you want to go, oh, come on. Because it hurts. But it's going to hurt a lot more if you press it.
Yeah, because if you press it, she'll press charges.
Mm-hmm.
And she should press charges. Press the charges. Because that's another thing. Press the fucking charges. Call the fucking cops. Keep yourself safe. Press the fucking charges. Yeah,
And,
I understand how that sounds when you're on one side of the coin versus the other.
mm-hmm.
Misunderstandings should be misunderstandings. And I think the scene here with PJ and Brittany really does highlight how this, like, a moment can be misinterpreted.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a misunderstanding. She thought that she was flirting. She thought it was kind of like a welcome thing, and it wasn't.
And when Brittany said no, PJ stopped.
And even Brittany was like, I don't want you to feel bad. I mean, I get it, but no. And PJ's like, no, it's cool. I understand. Brittany, PJ was embarrassed at this moment, so she left. That is a thing that happens. That's perfectly fine. Embarrassment is uncomfortable, but it's a natural human emotion. It's okay to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be embarrassed, and it does not justify retaliation.
Right.
Because in the real world, a lot of people start feeling embarrassed and they start wanting to retaliate. Being embarrassed does not justify retaliation. It does not justify trying to embarrass the other person, and it does not justify any sort of violence towards that person. You're allowed to be rejected. You're allowed to feel that way. Writers feel rejected all the time. Getting rejection letters from a publisher or an agent is kind of business standard. Like, are you even a real writer if you've not been rejected by somebody? Like, come on. I've put stuff in films. I got a rejection email the other day from a film festival for one of my screenplays. It happens, and I get a bunch of them. You know, in the same vein, this weekend I'm up for an award. I might win. I might not. That's okay. It's okay to be rejected. It's okay to not win, whether it's an award or somebody's heart. It's okay. But too many times in real life, that is retaliation. Don't believe me? Ask Jenny Jones why her show got canceled.
Yep.
That was the case way back in the 90s. Jenny Jones was a talk show, and they were doing these surprise episodes. Like, I have a surprise crush on you.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was gay, had a female best friend, and there was a mutual friend that they had. The gay man was on the show to reveal a secret crush he had on the guy, and they dug into like the fantasies and the sexy thoughts and whatever. And apparently backstage, when this guy was asked the straight guy was asked to come on the show, they asked, "Hey, is it a man? I'm really not trying to be on the show for that." It was the 90s. Mm-hmm. And honestly, even if it was today, if that's just something he's not a part of, if he's straight, there really is no point in him participating in that, because I'm straight. And if a gay man was going to bring me onto a show to reveal his crush on me, that's just not going to be beneficial to him. It's just going to be a waste of his time. And I'm going to end up having to like reject him on national television, international television, because no shit lasts and like exists in just one state, one country anymore, because we're so global. So if you want me to reject this guy on national television, sure. But that just seems kind of mean. I can just tell you up front, hey, that's a no-go. Spare the guy the indignity. All right, cool. But despite saying all that, the guy was still brought on the show under false pretense. And when the show was filmed, he was now in front of a studio audience, being told by some man all the dirty, sexy fantasies that he was having about him. Homie was embarrassed. And when he got home, apparently the guy didn't quit when he went home. So he didn't take the hint and leave it alone. None of which justifies the murder. The straight guy didn't murder the gay man. And again, even that doesn't justify the murder. But he again, this is a matter of consent. And eventually he did cross some lines. But again, nobody's life was in danger. It did not justify the violent response. Sure, you were embarrassed, you were annoyed. These do not justify murder.
But that is, I believe, one of the founding examples of the gay panic defense. That is kind of what started it.
And again, does not justify murder, sexual assault, any other sort of assault and battery. Does not justify. Just walk away.
But that is the crux of what the gay panic defense is straight guy claims that he is in danger because of advances from someone he doesn't like, and that gives him the right to kill that person.
It's ridiculous.
And yet people get I was going to say get off on that. That's not the right phrasing.
That's not the right phrasing for this, no. Sure, it's accurate somewhere, but kinks are weird.
People get their cases released. I don't know the terminology.
The charges they're charged with drugs.
Mm-hmm.
If they're charged with murder, their charges are dropped
because they claim they felt threatened.
They're exonerated. That's more of a legal term. They're exonerated.
Yeah. And that is the gay panic defense.
So yeah, all boils down to misunderstandings can be misunderstandings as long as consent is acknowledged. And when consent is removed, you should be removed at least from the immediate moment. Doesn't mean you have to walk away. You guys can continue talking or everybody's cool about it. But at that point, whatever the advance is, the advance has to stop.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can talk about it or not talk about it. That's a y'all thing. I got nothing to do with that. But that should be a highlight in that moment. It's a great scene. And it was structured. The writing was structured so well to have the scene with Josie and Isabel just prior so that we see, oh, we're alluding to this, and then this is how this happens.
And in this movie, that line is not crossed. Lots of other lines are crossed, but not that one. Yeah. So there are some solid lessons. The people here are solid, generally speaking. There's a psychopathic line, but other than that, they're good people. It's the Lord trying to stop me again. I was going to say, considering the ending, I don't know if good people kind of covers it, but
you know what? It works because they were trying to commit murder. They just murdered first. It's fine. It was self-defense.
True.
It was self-defense.
I mean, it was all about a self-defense course, and it was technically self-defense.
So this is all stemming from this other story element that we have going throughout the movie, where there's a rival football team, and they're leading up to like the 50th meeting with this team, and it's supposed to be like this big deal football game. Is high school football that serious? Absolutely. Never asked that question in Texas. Am I from Texas?
Anywhere in the Midwest.
Right. This is football serious? The fuck? They take football so serious, particularly in Texas. Um, Side note: since you're from Michigan, this has nothing to do with literally nothing. I'm just sharing it at this moment because I thought about it. Um, I have a friend in Ohio who didn't know that Michigan J Frog was named Michigan J Frog.
Oh, okay.
Now, why is that? Why do I bring that up? Because you're from Michigan, they're from Ohio, and Michigan J Frog was always just called MJ Frog.
Really?
I'm like, wow, you in Ohio go that far to not say the word Michigan? Y'all went that far. They're like, every single time I heard this frog's name, it was MJ Frog. Every time they made mention to it, it was MJ Frog. I'm like, you guys in Ohio are so serious about your rivalry with Michigan that you guys will not even say Michigan if it's somebody's name. That is wild. I'm just throwing it out there. Shout out to the Ohio State and the University of Michigan. Get beat up for that one. Of all things I get beat up for, and people attack me for, they're like, the Michigan? Oh, yeah, I'm going to get beat up for that one. That's the most offensive thing I've done on the internet that I'm doing. I think I'm doing okay. I think comparing Michigan and Ohio State is like third on the list of things not to do on YouTube after insult the Beehive and insult the Swifties.
Yep. And here's it's related to what we're talking about, but not related to the movie at all. But I'm not just a Michigan person. I am from the city of University of Michigan. I went to the University of Michigan, and I ain't got a damn problem with Ohio.
It really isn't that serious.
It is not that serious.
Of course, I say that as a fan of the University of Louisville, from the city of Louisville, born and raised in Louisville, and I remember the visceral reaction I learned when I found out that the high school I was going to had blue and white as their colors. Visceral reaction. We talk shit about Lexington all the time. Shout out to my people in Lexington. I'm really working on myself, okay? I've been conditioned to despise the hometown of the Kentucky Wildcats. And I'm working on it. I'm in therapy. I'm not. I should be. And it's not that serious, but also it is. So moving on.
It's hilarious though, because Ohio State people, when they come to an Ohio State Michigan game at Michigan Stadium for the first time, they get so confused because the Michigan people are nice to them. And they're just like, huh? Because it ain't the same the other way.
No, it's not. I've never been to that part of Michigan. Ooh, but I've been to Columbus, Ohio. And I love the people from Ohio, and I love Ohio State fans because I'm going to see a couple of them this weekend. So I'm not going to say anything disparaging because I don't get hurt.
It's like if they were the Crips and the Bloods, but the Crips weren't actually involved. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we were upset, but like, we're all just gangbangers here, right?
And the Bloods are like, no.
This has gone so far off the rails.
But so has the movie.
As off the rails as this episode has suddenly gone, that was my fault. Because of course it was. This movie was off the rails by itself. So there is a football team.
Oh yeah, that's how we got here.
There was a football team that they're going against this match. So Josie finds out that the rivalry is so deep that this other team well, what they were the golden something or others.
Ferrets.
That's what I knew. It was something stupid. So it's the golden ferrets. I fucking love this. This movie's so fucking stupid.
It's stupid in the best way.
So apparently they always go out to try to harm somebody from that high school.
Not just harm, actively murder.
Right. So Josie finds this out, and Josie's like, we got to get the team back together. We got to get the club back together so we can defend and stop, because they're going to come after Jeff somehow, some way. So despite everything they're going to do, they're still looking to save Jeff from being murdered, despite egging and blowing up his car. Egging his house and blowing up his car. So they do the investigation. They try to figure it all out. They get to the game. The game is like where the climax of the movie happens. There is 0 people on the stands for the other high school. They're like, that's got to mean something. Nobody wanted to witness this shit. So through an investigation, they find out that they have put pineapple juice in the sprinkler system. They're going to drench the football field in pineapple juice so that Jeff, when he plays football,
will die.
Has his allergic reaction that he's definitely allergic to pineapple, and it will die. That's how this is going to happen. So they figure it out as everyone's hitting the field, and the team gets together and they murder the golden ferrets. Just the craziest fight scene. Watch it for the fight scene by itself. If you can just find a short on YouTube of this fight scene, that's worth it. It's worth it.
It's almost
seek it out.
I mean, the girls are actively fighting, but the golden ferrets die in a very Tucker and Dale versus Evil sort of way.
Yeah. And the girls aren't actively trying to murder them. It's just what happens. And I think one dies by accident, and after that, everyone else starts to die. Mm-hmm. There's like a sword, and the girl can't even like get the sword to swing, and then she falls or gets knocked down, and the guy like gets bumped into the sword and falls in the sword. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, accidental death, and then everyone else just gets murdered from there. And it's the most ridiculous. It's so dumb. In the best possible way.
And not a single member of the Golden Ferrets football team survives.
Not one. They're all dead. Like, that's the end of the game. Because there's no more teams to play the game.
But they find out, everyone finds out that there is pineapple juice in the sprinkler system. And they worship Jeff. So they know he's deathly allergic.
This was... This was indeed an attempt on his life. Mm-hmm. And these girls that everyone was kind of against
seemed their favorite person in the world.
Yeah. So it's like they're heroes of the day, and they're all held as such. And it's absolutely ridiculous. And the dialogue is so good. It's so good. They are so good.
Because it's so not grounded in reality.
It's not in the least.
And that's what I said when we were going into this, that no one in this movie acts like a normal human being.
No, it's so weird. It is a comedy. It is a 2023 comedy. It should be held as such. It should be viewed as such. It should be viewed. Just like in of its own right. It's a movie that needs to be watched because Jesus wept. And it's just good. It's so good. And you know what? I didn't think there was going to be a lesson in this one. I had to redo the caption or something. But no, there's a really strong lesson about not just consent, but the value of safe spaces.
Mm-hmm.
And was there anything else about the movie you wanted to share explicitly?
I think we covered it. Let's see. I absolutely adore Nicholas Galitzine.
That's JF.
That's JF. Like, I know him from Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is another gay rom-com. But that one is pure gay rom-com. Like, it's not the basically, we did love Simon, and this would just be a lot of the same, which is why it was not included.
Right.
Because Love Simon came first. But he is in that as a prince, and I fell in love with him then, and he is still beautiful in everything he is in.
So he will be watching He-Man, I'm sure. He might wait for it to be streaming, but he'll watch it. I think that covers everything about the movie. And I wanted to make sure we were done with the movie because I wanted to kind of go over sort of the summary for the series.
Okay. Yeah, I think we covered it all.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the end of the movie. Everything's so they were trying to get a distraction. This is where the bomb reference came from. They were trying to do a distraction, so they're like, Hazel, do another one of those bombs again, because she makes the bomb very easily, and goes to set a bomb on a tree, so the tree explodes, distract everybody, so that Jeff doesn't get on the field where the pineapple juice will be, and it doesn't go off, so they have to go find a secondary plan where they discover everything. And it's at the end because you gotta watch through the credits. There's a lot of funny bloopers and such through the credits, and that's around the time you get the guy. It's like, that was supposed to be my thing, and now that Jayce pointed it out, now I get it. I got it. It was good. That was a good one.
I love the part where Isabel is confronting Jeff about cheating, and Hazel's there, and Hazel's like, no, you really did have sex with my mom. I saw you there. And he's trying to deny it, but he denies it by saying, shut up, nerd, I fucked your mom.
Right, great. I thought that was fantastic. Like, the writing is fucking genius. I would like download the screenplay to this movie to study it, because it's just if you appreciate comedy writing, this is so good. It's so well written. So I want to go into the summary of this general summary of the movie, and this is what I want to summarize. In the course of these 6 reviews, we covered not just the beginning, middles, and ends of 4 movies, a biopic, and a documentary. But as a straight person who considers himself an ally, what I got out of this series more than anything else, and I hope that if anything you hear from me about this series, this is what you've learned. If this is all you're hearing, this should be what encourages you to go back and watch the entire series of these movies, these reviews. I learned better tools to use as an ally. I have a better understanding of that struggle from that vantage point, because I know what social struggle is like. I don't know what queer social struggle is like. I have a better understanding now. I have a better understanding of some of the history. I have a better understanding of some of the legalities. I have a better understanding of what goes right and what goes wrong in these particular spaces. So I have more even more empathy, and I have more understanding. For example, the conversation we had today about safe spaces.
Mm-hmm.
As information that I have that I can use in defense of anyone around me, whether they ultimately need my defense or not. Because we are no longer in a space where it's okay to just be quietly on their side. If we're going to be an ally to any community, so if you call yourself an ally to someone else or some other community you don't belong to, you can no longer be a silent member on paper. You know what I mean? You have to be active, you have to be verbal, you have to be involved in being an ally. So if someone starts talking shit about safe spaces, talk to that person about the importance of a safe space. Find a way to connect, find a way to make that clear. You have to do that. When we have marginalized communities, and I understand this from the Black community, we're already being othered, so no one's listening to us talk. It's people who look like the oppressing party. Those are the ones that are going to be heard, and so those we have to be the ones to do the speaking. So I'm amongst other straight people, and they start insulting queer spaces and trans people and whatever else. I have to be the one to not just change the conversation or dismiss it or be like, oh, no, don't say that. Don't say that. No, it's okay. No, we can no longer do that. It's funny. I just got an email from Monty Mater,
Wow.
who because I get her newsletter, and she is one of those people who goes. I'm glad she did because it was the word I've been looking for, and I couldn't remember it, and now it's in the email. The subject line is your weekly accomplice is here. It's remember we were talking about how tolerance was a step
Yes.
towards acceptance. Ally is like a step towards accomplice. An ally is someone who's on your side, and the way they're using these terms. Ally is someone who's on your side, but an accomplice is somebody who's in the trenches with you.
Mm.
Right. So we are now at that stage where being an ally is no longer good enough. Thank you. And this, I speak for anybody anyone who's an ally to any other community. But now we have to be actively accomplices. We have to be in the trenches with them. So for the Black community, we need the Mexicans on our side. We need the Arabs on our side. We need the white people on our side. We need the Asians on our side. We need everyone on our side because we need you in the trenches with us because shit's getting crazy. For the queer community, they need us on their side. They need us in the trenches with them. It's no longer to just be like, well, I don't say it. Right? So I'm good, right? I don't use those kind of words. I don't say mean things. No, we have to be actively against those that do. We have to call out. It's going to be an uncomfortable conversation, a necessary one to have. They start talking against trans people, speak against that part. Tell them why they're wrong for saying that. They speak out against queer people in certain social spaces or whatever. Speak out. Talk to that person. Say something. It's no longer good enough to just be like, well, I don't do it. So no, we have to be active. And the beautiful thing I learned about this series, and credit goes to you, Jayce, through these movies and through the information that you've given us through the series, I have better tools for that. I now have the tools to sharpen my sword, in a sense. So I want to thank you for bringing that to YouTube and bringing that to me and giving me those tools. And I hope that this series does that for others.
Because it gives the background, it gives the language, it gives the there was something else. I like to go in threes, and I don't have a third.
Right. Threes feel so much more comfortable. Sometimes it's so hard to pick up that third thing.
Gives you the language, gives you the tools, gives you the history.
The confidence and the comfort to do so.
Hmm.
Because that's what I hope everyone gets and takes out of this.
And see, I am not good at arguing, but when it comes to filling in historical context for things, that is my strength. Like, I learn why things are the way they are so that and that's the way I can contribute. And I like to learn about other cultures and stuff and find out, what their history is, what their past is.
Yeah. And all those things are very, very important because not everybody's going to go to the protest.
Hmm.
All right. Not everybody's going to be marching face to face, screaming in the face of the cops. That's not for everybody. For one reason or another, that's not for everybody. Um, I have my own personal reasons for not going to protests like that. Um, but everyone's going to have their reasons either to go or to not go.
Hmm.
And just because you don't go doesn't mean you're not part of the fight. There
Hmm.
are other things you can do. I might not be screaming in the face of a cop at a protest somewhere. I'm doing this though.
Hmm.
I'm doing this. And this may not seem like a lot, but it's important because in a space like the internet, on a platform like YouTube or in Facebook, this is on Facebook too. The goal is to let people know what is and is not acceptable around you, at the
Hmm.
very least. And the more people who don't tolerate the bullshit, the less bullshit there'll be by default. You may not change a person's actual mind, but we're going to make them feel a lot less comfortable sharing their bigoted thoughts. We need to turn around and make bigots uncomfortable again. There was a big period of time where they were uncomfortable with sharing and saying certain things in public spaces. We need to bring that back. Even harder. No one has to be hurt. No one has to be harmed. And you honestly don't even have to be rude about it. Being rude's not necessary.
I'm going to respectfully, well, not disagree. It's not necessary all the time, and it's not necessary for everybody. But those people that are shouting and rude for the cause, I feel that they are also necessary.
Oh, I'm not saying that they're not.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying you don't have to be rude.
Right.
Like you can still do the work without raising your fist and without raising your voice.
Hmm.
Now, that doesn't mean that the people who are protesting aren't necessary. No, that work needs to be done too.
Yes. There
I'm
are.
just saying not everyone has to do that.
Hmm. And that's what I was saying with the way I go about things is, yeah, I'm not a protester. I am not angry. I'm not someone who can debate and argue for a cause. I just can't. As soon as I can't think on my feet, I am the person who has to sit back, absorb it, think about it for a while, and then uh, state my response. And, in those kind of situations, I don't have the time or space to do that. But, like I said, I am the one who sits back and thinks and puts the argument together over time and goes about it logically and calmly. And that is how I fight for the cause. And all of these ways, like the protests, the the person that the conservatives mock, the blue-haired woman screaming on the corner, they're all necessary. They're all bits and pieces making up a unified voice.
Well put.
Because I had this, I mean, it's kind of what I went through. Um, Anyone who is familiar with the work of Todd Call, he is a phenomenally hardworking and talented individual, but he went through a spat there where his personal life and ways of doing things were showing him in a bad light. He was coming off as petty and vindictive, and it soured a lot of people towards him. And then I saw a video where he was being authentically himself in this music video and directing it towards bigots. And that's when it clicked in my head that, yeah, he may be petty and vindictive, but we need some of that on our side.
I think it ultimately boils down to energy matching.
Mm-hmm.
If someone's going to casually say something to you, you can casually respond and defense. Not everyone's so casually quiet. Some people are loud and angry and bigot, in their bigotry.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're whispering to them, you're not going to be able to be heard over top of them. Sometimes you got to yell. Sometimes you got to be the blue-haired girl on the corner trying to scream. I promise I won't try to pick her up. I promise. No, I can't promise that.
And sometimes I recognize, because I am this person a lot of the time, sometimes you just can't bring yourself to yell. You don't have it in you to yell. That blue-haired girl on the corner, she's going to yell for you.
She's got the
Let her do it.
Right. It's kind of like when you got someone, if you're being ridiculed at the grocery store and, oh, I can't believe you can't afford this because of some issue. About like a month or some odd ago, I had it where my debit card wouldn't work. Money was plenty there, but the bank was having an issue with their debit cards. They were denying any and all purchases, regardless of how much money you had. And so if that had happened at the grocery store, someone might be like, well, wait till you got some money and come back to the store when you're not broke. And it would take, in that moment, you're embarrassed. Somebody's going to speak up. If you can't do it for yourself, someone else should. And I know maybe it's not the world's greatest example, but it's something that's casual. It happens all the time. And doesn't always seem that serious. Sometimes it is. That's why allies and accomplices are necessary. Sometimes the oppressed group is actively being oppressed. And they're not going to be taken seriously because they're being actively oppressed. And the people who are doing the oppressing aren't listening. So it takes us. It takes the allies. It takes the accomplices. It takes the neighbors. It takes the friends. It takes the social media buddies. It takes the whoever else, the coworkers. Sometimes just the absolute stranger who just happens to be there. Sometimes it takes us to defend, to protect, to help project that voice that's already being used. That's why this show exists. That's why the series will continue in another iteration, hopefully at the beginning of the year. I don't have that concrete yet, so stay tuned for details. But that's why these things are necessary. That's why it's important to recognize, safe spaces and keep them safe. Fight to keep them safe. Because everybody deserves that. Everyone deserves to be heard. You know, we talk about in this country life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Everyone deserves all those things. Everyone deserves. There's no exception. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Everyone deserves it. You can fuck your own life up, but that's your business. Everybody else, though, I deserve that. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Jayce deserves that. And if you're listening to this, you deserve that. And if you're just not the one to fight, let us fight for you. Or let someone else fight for you. Maybe if you can't participate in the protest, donate to a cause. Support a local business. You know, anything that helps the thing, whatever that thing is. There are multiple ways to fight a battle.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have to be on the front line firing the gun. You can be the person back at the factory making the bullets, metaphorically speaking.
You could be the medic.
Yeah. You could be the person who organizes the strike. You can be the person who builds the rocket. Let's not kill people. Let's not fight war. But it's a metaphor. We're going with the metaphor here.
You can be the person providing the meals for the front line.
Yeah. Sometimes all you can do is like, hey, I don't know what to do to tell you, but I can bake cookies. Do we need cookies? I like cookies. Do you like cookies?
We always need cookies.
I can make you cookies. Maybe that's the only thing you got. But I'll tell you this, if I'm grieving and someone's just like, look, dog, I know you're grieving and I'm so sorry. I make cookies. I'm going to eat the fuck out of those cookies. And I'm going to be so thankful for the person who gave me those cookies. I'm going to remember, hey, when I was grieving, you made me cookies. And even if the cookies are absolutely abysmal, I'm still going to remember that this person was kind enough to make the effort to make me cookies. That all matters. Everything in these conversations matters. And everything you do to fight that good fight matters. No matter how loud or how quiet, action is action. The action matters. It all plays a part. So if this encourages you to find a local charity and donate to them, you should. If this encourages you to participate in the next protest in your area, then do so. Whatever it is.
If you have social anxiety like I do and care about the protests, but wouldn't be able to bring yourself to be around that many people, maybe get a case of water delivered to them so that they can keep yelling longer.
Yeah. Every little bit counts. And it doesn't take millions of dollars. It doesn't take a billion people. There have been so many laws that have been changed off the backs of one person.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it does just take one person who's fighting hard enough, screams loud enough, makes enough, garners enough attention. Sometimes that's all it takes. Maybe it's just one video. Maybe it's just one podcast. Maybe it's just one time changing somebody's mind on the street. You might be that one person. That's all I got.
I will say there have been times in my life when I have been that person, and there have been times in my life when I have been too afraid to be that person. And while it is great when you can do that, don't beat yourself up if you fail at some point, because we all do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So when you think back about that time that you didn't stand up, just give yourself grace, move forward, so that you can stand up at another point.
I'll tell you this: if you're going to hoist somebody up, you're not the one standing. Think about that metaphor. If I want to hoist somebody up to reach something or go over a fence or something, I'm not the one standing. I might be the one kneeling. I might be crouched down. I'm not the tallest person in that space. Someone else is going over, which is a wrestling term because everything comes back to wrestling. Somebody else is going over. And it doesn't always have to be you, but you're part of the process. So maybe you're not going to be the figurehead. You can be part of the process. Be part of the process. We can't all do this because nobody's free until we're all free. Nobody's safe until we're all safe.
Which is kind of another message of this movie. When you think about it, like you can screw up left, right, and center. But when it comes time to stand up, if you stand up, we can prevail.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't like the people who are fighting the good fight with you, but it ain't about them. There were people who were actively mad at each other in this movie. And when it came down to it, they had a mutual goal. They put their personal petty beefs aside and fought the good fight together.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's what's necessary. Sometimes you just gotta let the petty beefs drop and do the right thing for the right reasons. You can be petty afterwards, but make sure there is an afterwards first. That's all I got.
That's all I got too.
So again, as I close this series out, thank you, Jayce. Thank you very much for sharing all that knowledge and your experience. Thank you for the lessons, and thank you for being my friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
That's right. I don't want to get copyright stricken.
Because everything is a song.
Everything is a song.
Yeah, thank you for being so quick to want to do this when I suggested it. It was like, hey, how about this? And you're like, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, we'll go Tuesday. Like, literally, we kind of like discussed it halfway. The weekend happened. Monday, we came back together. He was like, so what do you think about that idea? I'm like, yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. I'll get graphics. We'll do it tomorrow.
And we did it. We did the thing.
We did the things. And here we are. The whole series came together that quick. Because when the opportunity is there, just fucking go with it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to waste any month. I mean, June does end at some point. And so it's like, why wait? Why waste time? We can do it. So, which also shows you, just on a creative side, as I go to Imaginarium, a convention for creatives, that if you want to do a project, you can just do it.
Yeah.
These are not hard to do. For just some inside baseball, because I got time. Like all these graphics I put together using Canva. There's a lot of programs that you can use that can do just as well. AI had no part in this. I use StreamYard to broadcast this.
I am AI.
Are you?
No.
Okay.
But I could be.
Dun, dun, dun. He's not.
I could also be Banksy, for all you know.
Are you?
I could be.
These are Doctor Who references, ladies and gentlemen. But no, I'm using Canva and then StreamYard. There's free versions of Canva. There's free versions of StreamYard. I use some fonts that I had that I got for free on font sites. This is not; these things are not hard to do. YouTube account's free. Like these are things that can be done for free if you want to. So let this be the closing message that if you are a creative person and you can't make it to Louisville, Kentucky this weekend for Imaginarium on July 17th, 17th and 19th at the Holiday Inn Louisville East. If you can't go to www.entertheimaginarium.com and get your tickets and do the things, if you cannot do all those things, you can still be creative. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Like, you can do something for free. And if that means speak out for others or just a way to get your own voice out there, do it. May I encourage you to just do it.
Nike.
Hashtag not sponsored by Nike.
God, we need to stop sharing this brain cell.
Right. This is why we're so cool. This is why this worked out so well. Yeah, that's all I got. That's it. Anything else, Jayce?
I think I'm good.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching this video or listening to this video more than anything else. Thank you, everybody, for participating in the series. If you find this on YouTube, there is an entire playlist for all of these videos together in this playlist. Like the videos, comment if you like. I'll respond back. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to. I do other cool shit periodically. And I don't have a cool outro catchphrase. So